Hey traders, in today's lesson I'm going to show you some stock trading tips on how to scan for the strongest stocks using an earnings gap up scan. This can potentially help us find some really nice winners, so stay tuned. Hey traders, Stephen Cawiezell here with the tradersplane.com, here with a brand new video on how to scan for the strongest stocks, the earnings gap up version, my favorite scan. And I want to welcome you to another lesson. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm super glad to have you. If you are new to my channel, new to any of my lessons, I want to welcome you as well. And I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel as well, as I have plenty of other lessons on chart reading and scanners and market volatility. So if you're interested in trading the markets, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all my recent trading videos. Okay, so we're going to get into the earnings gap up scan, and honestly, if I was on a deserted island with one scanner, this would probably be it. This is my favorite scanner to use. I like volume scanners. I also like the earnings gap up scanners. They're really nice at identifying, potential trend reversals or even, beginning of a trend breakouts. They can just be used for a lot of things. So, in earnings season, obviously there are a lot more stocks to scan. So for me, I don't even use this as an everyday scanner. I like to just scan through all the stocks that gapped up on earnings for the week. I might do it on a Sunday morning, right, when the market is not open. Usually with my Sunday morning coffee, I'll look at an earnings gap up scan, see what scanned for the week, see what gapped up for the week. And the reason I don't do it on a daily basis, I do it on a weekly basis. For one, it's much more manageable. But for two, a lot of times when a stock gaps up, like for example 34%, I'm not buying that gap up. I'm going to wait till the stock settles down, maybe pulls back, retraces a little bit, fills the gap. So I have no problem just letting the scanner run on a Sunday to let all the other stocks settle down for the week, and then I'll come back to it, and this can help me build an actionable watch list for the week. Now, for this training session, we're going to go through about 10 stocks just to kind of show you what I'm looking for. And again, I think one thing we have to keep in mind is we're looking for actionable trades, and we can't put all of these stocks on our watch list. We can't trade them all. So each person really has to know what kind of setups they're looking for, but I'll really tell you what I'm looking for. And so let's really get started here. So we're going to look at, the top 10 stocks, and we'll just start with this one, and I'll show you how I trade it. So for example, this Expensify, it popped 35%. You can see over here on 230% above average volume on a Friday. That's a pretty legit breakout above the 50-day moving average. Lots of volume coming in. So, for me, I'm obviously not buying the 35% gap. I'm more of I'll look to see how it retraces. I might buy the retracement and see if it finds support at the 50-day, or I might let a consolidation to happen and then a re-break, right? So that way you can get the extra confirmation that a true trend change has really happened. That's the most conservative entry. The most aggressive entry would be buying, in my opinion, the retracement, the retest of the breakout zone. So for example, so this right here, I'm not buying a 35% gap. I can probably, I don't want to throw every stock on my watch list because all these ones on these earnings gap is looking good. But what I might say is like, okay, where might I be interested? I might be interested around the 50-day moving average, which is around $17. So what you can do, so you don't have to have all these stocks on your watch list, just set an alert. So I might say, okay, I want an alert. I don't want to put this on my watch list because it's nowhere near where I want to get it, but I'm going to set an alert for $17.50, and I'll get an email notification when this happens. So now I don't have to put every stock on my watch list. I will get an alert if it comes back in my range where I'm looking at. So I'm going to move to the next one on the list. Now, as I'm recording this video, we're in the middle of a bear market, so a lot of these charts are going to look quite volatile. Most of them are going to look like they're in a downtrend, just like the one we just looked at, EXFY. HRT, here's another one, and I'm going to tell you why I like this setup. It gapped up 9% on a Friday on an earnings beat. I like this for a lot of reasons, even though it's quite volatile. I'm going to see if I can try to catch this one. But this is going on the watch list, and here's why. You have a very volatile market. We're in the middle of a bear market as I record this in 2022. And this stock, for the most part, has been trending above its 50-day moving average. So you have a stock that's trending, even though it's quite volatile, but we have to put it into context of the overall market. The overall market is in a bear market, and for the most part, this has stayed above the 50-day moving average. To me, that's showing strength. And then you add that with a earnings gap and lots of volume down here. I have some good videos on how I analyze volume. This is going on the short list. You can see it's actually already on the list because I've been watching this. And then you get the earnings gap up, extra confirmation. So that one's going on my short list. PX, ticker PX, this honestly doesn't really excite me because it's in a very choppy downtrend. It's in a very, very choppy downtrend in this channel. I'm just going to move to the next one on the list. All right, remember we can't trade them all. Toast, this stock, you can see down here, it reported earnings was up 4.9%. This has a lot of work to do. Like it didn't, the first stock we looked at least broke above the 50-day moving average. This is still way down here, so I'm going to pass. Okay, Meridian Link, I believe. I've never heard of this company. MLNK. Also, I would say this stock has a lot of work to do. It did gap on earnings, but honestly, the volume was not even above average, and it's still in a downtrend channel, still below the 50-day moving average. I like HRT better. DUOL. And the interesting thing about this is you can come across stocks you've never heard of, and that's how you slowly get familiar. You build your inventory of tickers that you've at least heard of and understand. So we have this one right here, gapped up 35% on earnings. This one has a lot of work to do. I don't see any kind of consolidation. Lots of volume right here. But again, if I can only choose 1 or 2 out of 10, it has to be better than HRT in my opinion. So we have Law, LAW. Again, we have a very, very rough market, but this is still in a downtrend. It didn't break out of anything. It's really just jumping off the bottom. I'm going to pass. Ryan right here, RYAN. This is actually an interesting setup, and I might throw this on the watch list. Here is why. You can see some major support coming across here. All right, let me kind of drag this. You have some major support coming across here, and I would say for the most part, every stock we just looked at is in a downtrend. This is in a consolidation, which that just goes to tell you what kind of market I'm in if I like a stock that's consolidating. Right, so this one actually looks pretty interesting. It is pretty volatile. I might just keep an eye on it, and I might set an alert on this one. I don't think I'm going to put this on the watch list, but I might set an alert and see if it breaks out around 42. All right, so if it kind of starts moving up higher and breaks out of this consolidation, again, sometimes we do have to put the chart into context. Normally, I wouldn't come near this chart because it's very, very volatile, but it's actually holding up better than the overall market, so it's less volatile than the overall market. So I'll just put an alert on this. Squarespace is something we looked at the other day, but also it's in a downtrend channel. It didn't break out of anything, so I'm going to pass. Affirm. So same thing, right? It was up 31%. And again, I think everyone kind of has to realize, like, what kind of setups are you looking for? And you really got to think about that. Are you comfortable with just something surging off the bottom? With all the opportunities out there, I'm only looking to add a couple to my watch list and delete a couple as the market, goes up and down. So I'm not looking to add them all. This didn't break out. This hasn't done anything exciting. And here's something to keep in mind, because in another video, I showed you how I scan for volume on a daily basis, just kind of quickly scan through volume on a daily basis. If this is a great stock or a different trend emerges, then it should pop up on another scanner, right? It will come back to me if it's truly a great stock. If it's just going to slop around, then maybe, it's a good idea that I pass. So that's the way I view things. So I hope this was helpful. We just went through 10 stocks, and I think the best one I could find, at least in the top 10, there's more than 10 on this list, for the week is HRT, and that's because it has been trending above the 50-day moving average, which is more, we can say, about any stock we just looked at. So this to me looks good. It's going on the short list for consideration on the week. We always have to look at the overall market. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to leave a comment below, or if you have any questions other than, maybe you have questions about this video, maybe you have other videos you want me to create, please drop that in the comments below. I check those and respond to them on a daily basis. And again, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my recent training videos. And in addition, you can check out my website, thetradersplan.com. There's a link to that in below this video, as there's some great training on there as well. So you can click that link below. I hope this was helpful. I will see you on the next training.